Good morning and welcome to the weekly analysis. We have 9 items to go over today, so let's get started. First, we have a bullish weekly order block for Bitcoin. As we can see, Bitcoin so we had a break of structure here. So that made this the swing high. Okay. So once this broke, that made that the swing high, and price broke above that zone. Okay. Price broke above that high and has pulled back into that break. It broke and it has retested this area. Currently, it looks like price might be ranging or has been ranging for a few weeks. So I would wait for price to either break out the top, get in on a pullback, and continue buying up, or if price decides it's going to break out the bottom, wait for a pullback and confirmation to sell it down. But currently it has been bullish for some time. Let's see, that's my last. So I would definitely, price may push up into this trend here and start selling, or push through the trend, break the trend line, and continue buying up. So if that is the case, but if you're going to buy it, we have if you're going to buy it in the middle, in the zone, we have a weekly order block. We have a bullish order block, a bullish order block, and then a bullish order block. As you can see, price is currently in a supply zone. Price is currently in a supply zone, so you may get a little pullback. And I'm marking this up on the weekly. So let's go down to the daily. Price wicked into the zone, rejected, then started breaking closed candles into the zone. It looks as if on Friday there was a little rejection. There was a bearish candle. It closed with the bearish candle. I'm sorry. We're on Bitcoin. So this is going all weekend. So price was bullish yesterday, or on Friday. What day was this? Friday. And this is Saturday. Got it. Okay, so price was bullish. And now we're waiting on another daily candle to complete. But again, if you get a pullback to this daily order block, or this is where the weekly order block was, let me mark that up. We have a weekly buy order block. Okay, that's the weekly bullish order block. So if price pulls back into this zone, you can at least continue buying it up, back up to this zone, but you definitely want to wait for confirmation once it's in this zone that it's going back to the top side. Again, because it's in a supply zone or a bearish order block. This could, and because this has been ranging, this could break to the downside and continue selling. So next on the weekly, we have a weekly order block for your EuroCAD. Let's zoom out and see what's going on. And I always just like to draw my trend to see where there are major levels of support or resistance. So you have a major level of support and resistance here. This is a little key level here. This was the major swing high that was broken, right? So once that broke, we're expecting a pullback, which has happened. It has pulled back. So prior to it breaking, it pushed back and then gave a swing. So it gave a swing here. Price has pulled back into that demand zone, into this order block, and pushed back up into the supply zone, and then sold back down. This was the order block, another demand zone here. It wicked past those lows, but price has closed still above this key level. So, I mean, because we ended the week with a bullish order block, price is likely going to buy up. Now we have an imbalance, we have imbalance here that price may go and close, or price is going to continue to the upside. Okay, so with that being said, you have this is possibly an easy money strategy candle because there's no wick. There's barely any wick on here. There's a very tiny wick on there. So once the market opens, price is likely to start pulling back, possibly to the 23rd, to the 23.6, possibly to the 38. It could pull back to the 78. If I marked it up, it could pull back there, but we're just going to mark up the order block, the weekly order block. Okay, so price could pull back to the 78 and then continue to the upside. And if we look at the daily, price broke, pull back, so down, broke structure here, pull back and retested that zone and started buying to the upside. So with that being said, now that price has, let me see something. Price came, pulled back to the 38. So price is likely going up here to the negative 61. Okay. And now that price has broken another level of structure, so look at here. Price broke here. Now that price has broken another level of structure, we're expecting a pullback. You have imbalance in here. There's a little tiny imbalance here, but you have imbalance. And if you want to, now that you have at least 2 points, again, price can pull back to here, to this imbalance, and then continue buying. So you have a impulse move, a correction, and another impulse move or a continuation. And with that being said, now that it has broken structure, you're looking for a correction and then a continuation. Okay. These are internal swing highs. You have this major swing high. This was the last major swing high. So you may want to at least approach these highs, but let's see where the 78 is. So right here is the 78. Price could come to the 88. But I would definitely make my target at least to the 78. One, because price broke these lows. So price is telling me, the story that is telling me is that it wants to continue to the downside. So if it's breaking those lows, it's probably pulling up here to the supply zone to possibly continue to the downside. If not, if that's not the case, then price is going to continue to the upside. Okay. Could be an inverted head and shoulders there. All right. Next, we have Euro JPY. That was a weekly bullish order block. This was marked up from some other week. I don't know which week, but as you can see, it came to this supply zone, or not supply zone, I'm sorry. It came to this imbalance, and it is ranging in that imbalance. I just moved this up to a weekly supply zone. Okay. So mark up the weekly supply zone. Price has not broken structure. This was the break. This was the break. So this made this the swing low. Okay. So price can pull back, which it did with this wick. Pushed up and gave a bullish order block. So let's go down to the daily. This is very choppy, so I would definitely trade with caution on this if you're going to trade it. So here's your swing high. Okay. Here's your swing high. This was, the high was broken. So price, I don't see anything other than this order block here, this daily order block, which it looked like it's already tapped in for a continuation. Yeah, I would not trade this. It's a little too choppy. Too choppy. All this like there's no real structure. I see this as the current high. Put to the weekly. Yeah, price could the market could open, pull back just a little bit, and then continue to the top side. Okay. That's Euro JPY for Euro USD. Let's look at the big picture. And as I always do, I mark up my swing highs, swing lows. And then I also mark up my key levels. This is a key level here. This is the most current key level, or like a major swing, like it reacted, a major reaction. Okay, so currently price is sitting on this key level, and it gave a bullish order block. It broke structure here, and it broke structure here. Okay. All right. So price could be pulling back to, I like to look for the institutional candle. So this was the last up move before this down move. And within this up move, there is imbalance here. Oops. There's imbalance here. That price may come back to and either continue selling to the downside, because this was the last major swing. It could come up here, start selling back to the downside, or price could break above this high, break your trend line, and start buying to the top side. So if that's the case, then your first target would be these zones here. Okay, so if it broke out here, your first target would be here. It's about almost 1,000 pips. Okay. That's Euro USD. NAS. NAS is, so we have weeks of NAS selling here. Let's see if I can mark up the zone. I'm assuming this is a Todd order block. Okay. So price ended the week bearish. So there's no wick, so price may pull back at the open of the market on Sunday, and for a possible continuation of a sell to the downside. Now, just looking at so price broke structure here, price broke structure here, and then price is currently in a, I'll just use the wicks. Price is currently in a order block. Price is currently in an order block right here. Okay. Price is tapped into it. Price would need to break this zone in order to continue for a sell, or you can wait for price to come into the zone, see if you see breaks of structure to the top side, to then start buying back up. Okay. There is an area of supply up here. There's imbalance that hasn't been tapped into. So these weeks of bear moves could just be a pullback for a continuation. Okay. So price can either pull back into here to continue up here, or price could break these lows and continue selling to the downside, or even further. Okay. SPX, same thing. Price pulled into a supply zone. Sell zone. And then started breaking structure here, here, to the downside. So we should be looking for price to pull back. Price is tapped into an imbalance here. So I will be looking for price to come back and retest this high here for a possible pull back into fill this imbalance, or even it can even come back into this zone for a sell. But right now, so you had your initial break here. Okay, so price pulled back into that imbalance and then sold down. Price is either going to break this zone here, this last low here, and then you can go back in to start selling again. Or if price starts breaking these highs, then you'll go in for a buy. US 30, same thing. Price with these highs and then started breaking structure to the downside. Okay. It is currently in the wicks of an order block. So you can wait for price to start breaking structure to the top side within this zone. Within this zone. It's already been tapped. So you can wait for structure to form here, or let me go back and mark up my key levels here. Price could be coming to this zone here. There's an order block. Price could be coming down to here or even further. The next zone would be here. The next zone to target would be down to there. Okay. So we have a weekly order block. You're looking to continue for a sell. Next, we have USD CAD, which has a bullish order block. So if we look at USD CAD, price has been bullish. It gave a correction and started breaking structure to the top side. Okay. So you're should be expecting a pullback, possibly to this demand zone. So maybe a pullback for a continuation of a buy to reach. If it doesn't reach this high before pulling back, it might come up here and pull back. It's currently in a order block, so it could pull back there, or it could go to this zone first and then pull back. If that is the case, then you'll target the next high. Okay. Last, we have gold. Gold has been golding. Okay. So we have, that's so far away from the trend. So as we can see, gold did not break this high. Gold did not break this high. Started breaking structure. Started breaking structure. To the downside. Price came and filled this imbalance and then started breaking structure to the top side. Okay. Oops. And then started breaking structure to the top side. So there is an imbalance that price has tapped into. If price starts to break structure to the downside, let's see what's going on the daily. It hasn't started yet. On the 4-hour, it hasn't started yet. 2-hour, not quite yet. This will be the swing right here that you're looking for price to break. It hasn't broken that yet. Okay. So once price breaks this low, this swing low, you'll get a pullback to one of these, either this this candle, or there's imbalance up in here. You'll get a pullback to one of those, but it definitely needs to break the low first, pull back, and then continue selling. If it doesn't break the low, like it just did, it pulled back, it rejected, it pulled back some more, rejected. If it starts to break these highs, then you will continue for a buy. It will continue for a buy. Okay. And that was pretty quick. That concludes this weekly analysis. Definitely join the Discord if you have any questions, and have a happy trading week.